All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to session seven of the Lyceum Project. We are picking up where we left off from last week with Care receiving a letter from the local Guildhall Master in response to the note that they sent off the night before, asking for some information, clarity, what the hell's going on. We're getting some mixed messages here. Before we actually jump into the play, as always, we first remind everyone that we are proudly sponsored by World Anvil. They have everything that you need to start creating and building your world. You can sign up for free and get started right away at worldanvil.com. You can also join their Discord. Um, it's a fantastic website for world building and writing and adventuring, and it's great. I love it. You should definitely check it out. And then we always extend thanks to Roll20 for their generous support, providing us with a pro account and core books. That gives me the ability to show you maps. And yeah, I know. The bot thing doesn't always. Yeah. Um, it lets me show you maps and run combat with something to look at other than just our beautiful faces. So, the Care has received a note from Erwinin, the Guildhall Master. The contents of that letter are a little on the lengthy side. I will read them in just a moment, but I will post it in the chat so you can read it as well. It's probably going to be a little rough on the Roll20 chat because it's not very wide, but we'll see how that looks. Yeah, that's a bit of a bear to read on the Roll20 chat, but I will read it out for you. It says, I don't know what rumors you have and haven't heard yet, but we're getting reliable intel that the fire is tied to a full-blown insurrectionist movement within the Empire. That broken chain you asked about is apparently their banner, as it was noted in several of the incidents. The Empire is trying to downplay it, but they got hit hard in some very significant places. We currently have no idea if this movement is genuine or being funded by a rival society or to what extent, so for now we're invoking the neutrality rule. You can intervene if there is an imminent threat to life, but otherwise hand off whatever info you've gathered on the fire to the city guard and back off pending clarity on the matter. So, she's reined you guys in as this is big deal Empire politicking nonsense that they guild tries to keep itself out of for the sake of neutrals maintaining their neutrality. They try to be Switzerland.
So I take it Care reads that out to everyone.
You're muted, by the way.
Who's muted?
There
Am I
we
muted?
go. No, that was
No,
me.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay.
Kara is first going to send a message to everyone and call everyone back to their room.
All right.
Alright.
Saying that there's been a new update.
Okay.
Meet up in
Meanwhile-
the room.
So I guess on the way up, Amir and I are just talking about how we're gonna get into that restaurant.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's like we got to find somebody with sending. We need to get we need to get in there. We need to find out everything we can. It's gonna be great.
We could just break in.
We don't need to break in. We can just go to the restaurant. It's fine. It's a public place. You don't need to break into a public place.
You do if it's after
Fine.
hours.
Technically, he wants to break in before hours, but
My
Alright,
chest.
so we file into the room, I guess. Let me move myself. Yeah, right.
So, yeah, what exactly? What is this?
She's gonna read them the note and everything that's on it. And then hand it over. So we've officially been told, hands off. Officially.
Uh,
Gregory just sort of just processing that, and he's clutching the bag that has the ruby shards and the drawing that Air had made, and he takes the drawing out, puts it back in his pocket, like, all right, I guess not really much we can do. I guess.
I don't like this.
No, I don't like this either. But I should hand this over. I should hand this over to the guard. I should. I'm going to. All right.
Kara's gonna reach across and put her hand on top of his. Just wait a moment.
You said that you gave us it to read for each of ourselves, right? Alex?
Pardon?
You said you gave it to each of us to read for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Passed it around.
It said pending. So, no conclusion yet. We can continue as we please until an official statement is issued. Right?
What I was thinking.
A little bit of poking around never hurts any. Well, maybe it does, but a little poking around will.
A little
Tarnish
poking
the
around is good way to release the poison.
Yeah. No. It's like just looking over it. They clearly want us to back off right now. I'm not a fan of having to back off, but we might just have to play ball for now. We still have some of the charcoal charcoal impressions. We don't have to give those over. We don't have to give over the drawings. But I do think that me holding on to actual evidence from the fire is probably a very bad idea, and I'm going to hand this over.
We're not allowed to. We're not allowed to intervene in an official statement.
Right.
But who knows that we're, directly related to the guild in this area? Most of the people we come across probably don't. So I think we should continue as we were for now.
Noon.
I'm thinking. I say we. Oh, Jesus. Stop doing that. Ah, dang it. I say that we. I say we hand over the stuff, but I think we should still keep, getting curious, just because. I mean.
Right. No. I'm not saying we have to fully drop everything. I'm just saying I'm holding literal evidence from the fire, and we've just been told to hand over anything that we've gathered, and this is something I literally gathered from the fire.
Yeah, I say we do that, and then we keep going. We keep being nosy.
We have to. We'll keep our ears peaked for information. I'd say. I think for now we might have to put any sort of investigation on hold. As much as I would love to go to that restaurant with you, Amir, but
I'll go with you, Amir.
I don't think it's in the car. Well, we need sending to go there, or he's gonna have to break in, or it's gotta go this way because it's weird. But he's gonna have to break in.
I'll help you break in.
I've never heard kinder words spoken.
I like the idea, but I have a feeling with the guards on alert that may be a bit more difficult than you think it's gonna be.
Begin.
Especially
Crime. Begin. Do crime.
I think this hunting ground is dry.
I mean,
Yeah.
they can transform into literal bears. So, I mean, bit of bear meat.
Let me see what I got
It's a
going
nice-
on in
nice
my
meal.
arsenal.
Bit of bear meat. Nice meal.
And can I assume that? Can we assume that Garnet's just on a similar page as I am?
It's probably a safe bet.
Yeah.
Garnet is also probably shaking her head right now, just.
Also not out of line. No, that probably feels pretty spot on.
No. It's like I just had a moment where, like, oh no, I have to raid in the chaos.
Well, the responsible member
Boy.
of the party is currently not feeling well. So, Garnet has left you to fend for yourself.
All right, so
If I may, I think this place we're not going to find much more here. All the prey have gone to ground or run. I think we need to maybe take a few jobs somewhere else. And should something happen as we go, we have been given permission, she taps the letter, to intervene if we see anything happening. That's a very specific set of hunting instructions.
Kara, can I just say you are a master of metaphor?
What's a metaphor?
Never mind.
What's the matter for you?
What?
No one?
Kara's just visibly confused.
I put my hand on Kara's shoulder. Doing great. Don't worry.
Okay.
If this incident is tied to a full-blown insurrectionist movement, as that letter states, then what if we just don't investigate, but perhaps do some research on known
Mic off.
I don't.
disloyal people?
Research is fine. Research, but research we can do on just downtime. We don't. It's not like we have to go door to door looking for books. We don't have to threaten people in shady parts of town for books.
It's true.
The reliability of what's written in books varies. So, especially in worlds with magic.
Mic on.
Anyway, got to. I say we pack up our things and head out.
I don't know what.
Alright. Let's go downstairs and see what's on the board, and if we see anything interesting, we'll do that. If there's nothing that's particularly interesting to us, crime.
No crime. No crime.
I mean,
Great.
Please,
I-
no crime.
I'm all
Right.
for breaking into that restaurant. I'd still just, even if we're not gonna ask any questions, I still want to break in. It'd be nice.
Look, I am
Yeah.
I am super interested about the goings on in that restaurant. We do not need to break into it. We just need somebody to do a sending spell for us, and we can just go in and pay like regular people.
Well, why do we need to do a sending spell?
Because they're very specific. You have to go in by reservation, and you can only do reservation by sending spells. I know none of us probably have sending spells. Do any of you have sending spells? I know I certainly don't.
No, I'm all about beating people up.
I mean, I figured. Yeah, all right. Yeah, no. Yeah, none of us.
I
None of us
prefer
have
to
the sending
stab
spell, so
people.
none of us can use the sending spell to get the reservation.
If I get
This is honestly,
Wait.
it's it's very sort of elitist for the magic inept, and I don't agree with it. But I feel like we should still follow the rules on this one, and we don't need to break into a 5-star restaurant.
If I got in within 120 feet, I could use message.
I mean, it's got to sound
Walking
the same. It's like there can't be much difference, right?
just walk up with a message and say, "Hello, this is very much a sending spell. I would like to make a reservation."
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
what are we
I
gonna
don't see
fucking do, bitch?
I think that's a brilliant idea.
I think we may be overplaying our hand there.
I mean, we could just hide in the back area, you know, send a message and no,
As
okay.
common knowledge within the Empire, you would know that there is a sending service. It's called
Oh,
the Stony Express. It's basically
Kim?
it's like a Western Union. It's like a telegraph service, but with sending. It costs a bit, but you can.
What about this
Kim?
awfully convenient service that I've just remembered?
Kim, as a player, that's great. As a friend, I hate you for that name.
What? No, come on. It's
The
Stony Express. It's like
This is the Stony Express.
yeah, because they use sending stones.
I hate
Stony
you.
Express.
I hate
I love it so much.
Once again,
as a player,
I do
love it. As a
suggest
friend, I hate
crime,
it.
but-
You know, I thought that was that wasn't. I thought that was in the info pack that I gave you guys when you start, but it wasn't, and I apologize because it should have been something that you knew straight away. I shouldn't have made you go in circles like that. I thought you knew what that was, but I left that out of the little lore packet. My bad, but that is a thing available to you.
Okay.
What about this convenient thing that we've all just remembered?
Yes, let's use that so that we've all just remembered and haven't been talking in circles for a while.
I don't know. I feel like crime is more reliable because if they're not expecting us, they won't hide anything.
That's true. They could, you know,
Well-
execute the people that have the information.
Look, Amir,
Yes.
you already went in there as a disguise.
Then
could
I use
either-
another disguise. Or
You can either use
invisible.
another disguise or just go in as yourself. Because either way, they won't recognize you. Because they probably recognize you because you're a pink elf.
I am
but-
very pink.
You're very pink. Go like that.
We're cotton candy. Cotton candy criminals, let's go. Amir, we gotta now. We gotta on now. Come on, cotton candy crime.
Or, brilliant
Cotton.
idea, you could go in as a normal reservation. I could sneak in invisible and go politely talk to the manager.
Okay.
Kidnap the man.
We'll do that. We'll do that. Okay. I will be a regular patron. Who wants to come with me as a regular patron?
I will go
If
with
I
you as
get
a
my
red.
other arm ripped off by a bear, I'm gonna be very pissed off.
They might look like bears, but they're just regular people. They're not just wild bears. They are regular
I feel
people
as
who
though
can turn
regular
into
people
bears.
They
can't
can
turn
still
into
rip your
bears.
arms off as a bear.
Fair.
It's about willingness to do it at that point, and I feel like if you're already turning into a bear, you might as well go fucking ham.
All right.
Why
I will say this, and then we can put it to rest. If one of the wait staff decides to rip off their arm, that would put the risk of their 5-star status, so therefore it won't happen.
Some say that blood is excellent as like a sauce.
Amir, I'm gonna punch you, all right?
Oh, sorry.
You
Sorry.
say that like they totally wouldn't drag you off into a back room for some sort of weird druidic ritual.
Yes, I've
You
heard
never
that they
know what
sacrifice
those
people.
druids-
I've heard that druids often sacrifice people.
Mir,
Wait.
this is not the time for your weird racism.
Wait, no.
Hey,
no.
Druid isn't a race.
Classism?
Druid isn't a race.
It's classism.
Oh,
Classism.
it actually could be considered a religion.
Your weird
Yeah.
prejudice.
Yeah, just Amir's strange prejudice that we've built up over the last 3 sessions.
For
Completely
absolutely
unintentional.
no reason.
That's a little bit racist.
Wait.
Oh, my
That-
boyfriend said it's sectarianism. So enjoy that.
Mhm.
They are. They're like, religious druid people. Right?
Druidist.
May I
It's
suggest?
sectarianism.
May I suggest? We already have a prey. Why don't we take some jobs and do legal crime?
I feel as though if it's called
Let's-
legal
let's-
crime, it's not really crime.
It's worth a
But
try. You gotta sell it to him, right? We'll do the legal kind of crime. It'll be great. You'll
Well-
enjoy it. I promise.
We'll take a job that may or may not be the line of legal, but because it's a job from the guild, it's fine.
We'll see if there's any jobs
How about
against
that?
druids, just so you can mess with some
No,
druids.
I don't have any problem with druids. I have a problem with these.
Right, it's
druids.
Dragonborn. It's
Because-
Dragonborns you have a problem with, right?
I have nothing. I have no problems with these people. I
Can you
don't have
imagine a
problems
dragonborn?
What do you mean
druid?
these
genetics.
people?
These druids didn't let me into their restaurant, and they wouldn't even let me talk to their boss,
Because-
which I think is quite rude when I
So
asked
that
them politely.
This is personal.
It
then.
was closed, Amir.
Yes, but I had
So
simply
we didn't
asked
have
for
a
some questions.
reservation.
I asked, yes, but I wasn't looking for a meal. I was looking to speak to whoever was.
Right.
Uh,
Right. Let's
know,
go. Let's go back to
bad
the guild hall.
Jim.
Let's bring our stuff back to our rooms. Let's check the board.
Right,
Okay. We're still in the guild hall.
No,
we're still in the Alliance Inn.
We're in the
Oh.
hotel.
Right, okay. I got
Hmm.
mixed up. I thought they were the same thing.
I mean, like last week when we all thought the guild hall was an inn.
Well, we also
Is
left
that-
the guild hall because things were getting a bit.
I mean, I don't agree. We left the guild hall in pursuits of bad men.
That one man.
I said that out of character, but just to clarify.
What did you say? I wasn't listening.
No, when I said last week when we thought the guild hall was an inn, I said I wanted to make that clear. I said that out of character.
Oh, yeah.
So, if they do cups of breakfast, do you think they do cups of lunch?
They absolutely do cups of lunch.
Oh, we should grab some.
I'm
more.
gonna grab a cup of lunch before we leave, but we're
Yes.
leaving. We are leaving. We're done with this inn. We are leaving.
Are you sure? Like, I mean, I don't. It's quite a nice place.
Amir.
I'm messing with you.
Amir. Cricky is out the door.
I mean, it's quite a nice place, but
It is very nice, but we need to leave.
fine.
It's
Ooh,
a
maybe
there's
the place.
well-run establishment.
Maybe
Well,
the
run
other
us-
place. So
Kara's gonna pack her stuff up and.
Kara's gonna pack up her set from Dexter.
Didn't have to use it this time. Someone got lucky.
There's always next time.
There's
Oh no,
always
I'm
next.
back.
yeah.
I'll be back.
Do you think we could? Isn't it a little out of our way to stop by a market before we go there? Because I'd like to pick up some crackers.
Fine, we'll pick you up some crackers on.
Okay.
You know what? I didn't want to say this because it's very birdist, but I do have crackers for Cricky back in my room at the guild hall. I will give you some goddamn crackers, all right?
Are they actual crackers? Did you put
Actual
cheese on them?
crackers.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's fine.
I didn't want to indulge your little prejudices, but yes, I do have crackers for Cricky. They're back at the
Huh?
guild hall. Let's go back to the guild hall.
This is preposterous. I feel as though I've been singled out for reasons that I'm
I'm-
aware of.
I'm with him. Yeah, let's get going.
Very well.
Okay. So we're heading out of the Eliason. You've checked out and got yourself some cups of lunch.
Yes, let's make sure.
Which
For lunch.
is going to be a thing now because sure.
It's
I don't know.
an Elias. It's an Eliason special.
It is. It's
What's in a cup
something
of
they're known
lunch?
for.
Like leftover curry with a sandwich on top.
Say like definitely like cubed sandwich meat.
Nice.
Oh, no.
Now you're actually making me hungry.
It's too early for that. So you head out from the Eliason. Are you wanting to go to the market very badly? Or were you just yanking them?
I mean, now that there's like crackers being promised. Oh wait, do we have any like butter
Cheese?
and cheese? Obviously. Do we have any of that?
Of course.
Okay,
Yes.
then we don't need to buy any. We can go straight to the guild hall.
Okay. So you mosey on down, to the guild hall, which will move you over here. Have you guys strolling in the front door, boop, looking like that. Okay. What are you doing? You just heading straight for Erwinin, or are you sitting down,
Well,
strategizing?
I'll head for Erwinin. I will send Cricky to get his goddamn crackers.
Better not be in the beak, because that's disgusting.
Oh, he'll be carrying it in a pouch.
Excellent. Well, I say we sit down because my feet are tired after about a couple of minutes of walking. So I'm gonna go sit down at our usual table.
We have a usual table.
Nope, I'm making it the usual table.
We'll see about that.
Oh,
I'm
actually,
gonna sit
that
down
was-
at our usual table.
Dare you? That is preposterous.
And then I quickly actually go to the crack table because
Gregory's
I
gonna
win.
go.
I win. So what's the plan? Why were we here again?
Alright, first thing we're gonna do is check out the boards for jobs.
Right.
Cricky comes back, drops the bag of crackers in front of Amir. There, you happy?
Yes, I
crackers.
pull out like a nice little. Well, it's actually a dagger. He looks for like a small knife, pulls out a dagger, gets out like some butter and some cheese, and starts making some cheese and crackers.
yeah, I'm gonna go look at the board to see what.
I'm gonna go with Noon to look at the board.
Okay. So the board is on this far wall here near the bar, and it
Wait,
looks like that. Should have that pop up.
It popped up.
It looks a bit like that. Lots of notices all over the place there.
Mhm. Ooh, we could go look for somebody's prize goat.
Those posters come courtesy of Metal and Magic. They've got of at the start of their title, at their name. I'll throw a link to their Twitter in there because they make these amazing posters that I used to film.
Actually, I call Kara over. Kara, come over here for a sec.
Hydra Heart.
Kara's gonna go on over.
So these
So
are.
there is a job here looking for.
Sorry.
Yeah. There's a job here looking for proficient hunters. So the butcher's looking for some fresh game. If you want to go for that.
Hello? Is everyone still there?
Might as
I
well.
can't
head
hear
over as
anything. Did
well.
my headphones die?
Well, the lights went out. So yeah, I'm guessing they might have gone dead on you.
Oh. Alright, there we go. The lights went out at some point. They must have.
I'm also going to head over to that board because I'm interested.
Because I definitely don't think we're equipped to get a Hydra heart.
I wanna fight a Hydra.
Hmm.
I wanna fight
What about
a
this one?
Hydra.
I point to the pretty old tattered request.
That seems like it's first off. That seems like it's gonna take a really long time.
Yes, but it's really ominous, and that makes it sound cool. I'm assuming that the smaller text is what it says on the request. All it says is end the pact.
It's basically like a summary of what that quest represents. But yeah, for that one in particular, it literally just says end the pact on like a very old and tattered request. It looks like it's been hanging on the board for who knows how long.
Like 20 years.
That sounds ominous and cool, and I think that is the perfect thing for our highly skilled group of professionals.
You know what, Emir? You are right.
Yes, this is
I'm
a rare occurrence.
I'm going with Emir. Cotton candy! We're
Hell
the
yeah.
cotton candy crew.
Hell yeah!
Hell
Not
yeah.
that.
And then I'm
I
also
don't
and
want to
then I'm also looking.
Actual
Ooh,
hell, I'm a
caravan
tiefling
raids.
bitch.
I'm proficient in land vehicles. I could do that.
That sounds boring, though.
The last
No.
time I was on a caravan, it went smoothly, and I didn't like that. It was boring.
And we can
I
there's also a bread thief.
A bread thief?
Bread thief.
Yes, but I feel as though that's like more investigation. We've done so much of it. I want to find out what this end the pact. I'm sorry, but end the pact. What does that even mean? That sounds awesome. I'm sorry, but that sounds cool.
John Valjean. I don't know shit about Les Mis.
I mean, if that's the one you want to do.
And the pact.
End the pact sounds pretty cool. I'm not just really old. This is really old tattered request. Like, I mean, come on. How bad could it be? Unless you want to.
Gregory is very worried for what end of the pact could mean, specifically for things having to do with his backstory. So it's really freaking him out right now that this is very old and is worried.
Unless
you don't have to come.
Unless before we look at this cool looking piece of paper, that we enter a drinking competition, because I mean. We haven't had tough days in the past couple. It's been pretty relaxed actually. I mean, drinking's. I don't drink very often, not much. I've never really. It's since I've met you guys that I've. You know what? I've never done a drinking competition, so yes, that is my plan. Not plan, idea. I don't know.
Okay.
Do you think you can keep up drinking with the half-orc from an orc clan?
Yes, I do.
Gregory knows he can't, so he's not even considering that. But it's like Gregory is looking to either try to the prized goat or find the bread thief. Because that's like I need to solve something because he's got like this sort of like it's like he feels like he's been a little blue balls from this investigation and he needs to solve something.
I mean, if you guys want to kill stuff, there's the mage one.
I don't trust like that.
He's gonna that. She's gonna point at. Kara's gonna point at that mission. That mission is gonna get whoever takes it killed. That is a trap.
Yeah.
I mean, I disagree. It looks like an easy way to get a bunch of money.
I don't
That
trust-
is exactly why I think it's a trap.
That's human trafficking stuff right there. No questions, no information, a lot of money, no specifics other than like adventures. That's like human trafficking. Get
Yes.
your
But it's
Your
posted
shit
in the
off.
guild hall. It's not going to be anything nefarious
Also-
in the guild hall.
Also, I would just like to point out that it's 100 gold reduction per question we ask. That sounds very suspicious.
That I think we will also lose a lot of money pretty fast
I
with
just don't-
Jamir.
No. I mean,
Yeah,
it depends on what type of how they can. Like, if I say, could I have like a cup of tea? I mean, I'd feel as though that.
Yes,
would
that's a question.
literally at the end of that posting it says place drop of blood in box on notice to be contacted.
Oh, that's true.
Like what?
Yeah. Look,
That's
hon-
not
honestly-
safe.
I have a great alternative.
Also, Gregory is very suspicious of this one because he thinks it might have something to do with the attack, but is not piping up.
End the pact.
And
And the
the
pact.
pact.
And the pact. And the pact.
I mean, I think this is a brilliant idea. Everyone seems on board, aside from Gregory. Why do you seem so suspicious? my friend?
Think about it. It'll be a great mystery.
Exactly.
And we've already outvoted you.
Fine. We'll do end the pact. Are you happy?
I am
there is
very
a-
happy.
Exasperated Garnet looking on at all of this, like, really?
I mean,
It's
I assume.
Garnet.
I feel like
Garnet.
that's a safe bet.
most likely. I mean, most
Look,
likely.
Garnet. I'll keep an eye on them. Why don't you go deal with the bread thief?
I can't wait to end the pact.
I mean, is the bread thief really worth it? It's like 5 gold.
Give it another week, and Harold will probably catch him himself.
yeah.
Exactly. How new does the bread thief posting look?
Fairly within the last couple of days, from the looks of it. It's
Let's
a capital city, so there's generally a high churn rate on notices. If you don't take it, somebody else will. By the time you get back here, it'll be gone.
Look, Garnet can look for the bread thief. She can look for the prize goat. She doesn't have to come help end the pact.
No,
Wait,
we do this as a team.
with this, is there anything on the back of the really old tattered request that says end the pact?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Is there anything on the back of the tattered request for end the pact?
There is
End the
no.
pact.
It is very straight into the.
Is there any information at all on end
gonna-
the pact?
I'm gonna point at it and I'm gonna look over to like the bartender and say, "Who posted this?"
So you looks up, looks at which notice you're pointing at, and just kind of starts laughing at you a little bit. Like you're joking, right? You're not really thinking of taking that one, are you?
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, it's pretty cool looking. Why? What's so funny?
Well, it's been up there for ages. Nobody's been able to get it done.
Oh, now this is interesting. Okay. Tell me more.
Yeah.
Looking at you like, all right, well, technically, it's a valid deal. So when Quattrolot split off from Pactoro, a gentleman came in here, prepaid to have the notice on the board for 50 years, and demanded that we put it up there and keep it up there till somebody got the job done.
How long's it been up now?
About 25 years.
This sounds like something only we can do.
You're absolutely right, Amir.
I love this.
We have to do this. We have to help this poor man.
This
He is
man,
really desperate.
this man, and maybe even his children, his family, his folks, maybe they've been waiting 25 years for someone like us to help them.
Yeah.
I think this is our calling. I can see it in the light of. I can see Eldath. She's going. Oh yes, do this right now.
How much-
Let's do this.
Did he seem like a rich guy? Do you know anything more about this?
He's definitely well off. He was able to afford our rates at the time
For
for
50
50 years
years.
out. We generally don't take postings for that kind of a time frame. So, but don't think you fully understand what's being asked of you.
So what is this pact that we have to end?
Probably a warlock pact.
The pact is the agreement that Pactoro made with that ancient red dragon that supposedly lives underneath the city.
Oh shit!
It's
Maybe we.
it's a request. It's a request to slay the dragon, or at least convince it to let the city out of the deal.
Wait, so
Hey.
what exactly? Remind me, what was this deal? My brain is fuzzy, just like my hair.
The deal was that in exchange for basically like tithing to the dragon's horde and a place to stay, which became a labyrinth underneath the city, it agreed not to burn the entire island to the ground, as it is a heavily forested logging community. They were terrified of a red dragon torching the entire island on them. So they agreed.
Did this individual explain why he wanted the pact ended?
One of the descendants of the people who originally split Quattrolot away from Pactoro, they're part of their family was part of the reason why there's now two kingdoms on this island in the first place.
Let's do it.
Let's maybe not try to fight a dragon.
Well, it doesn't say fight. It just says end the pact. We might be able to convince the dragon. I'm just saying. And also, like, you know, I want to see a dragon.
I have a devilish plan.
Oh, I already trust you.
Excellent. Although
I already agree.
I think it's something that we should discuss somewhere a little bit more private.
And back at the table where we can discuss our plans out in the open again.
Good point.
That poor baker is never gonna see an end to his bread thievery.
What if, I'll just say it here, it's not like treason or anything. What if I kind of look around to see if anyone is kind of listening in. Do I need to make a check of some kind to see if anyone's sort of listening in?
Yeah, make a perception check.
I will also make a perception check.
What the schmook?
I'm just gonna rely on my passive perception.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I don't need to roll.
Because of the exchange between you and Erwinin in terms of like, hey, what's this notice here, and the bit of back and forthing on it, there are a few people that are kind of paying attention because they're like, oh, wait, what? Somebody's gonna take a shot at that one? Dear Lord, who is this? Why are they doing this? It's kind of like a running gag notice at this point because it's been up there for so long.
Kim,
Is there a
Kim, sorry, just sort of parallel to this.
Mhm.
Meajer, the second person Garnet and I talked to at the hospital, is that somebody that I could turn the shards of the ruby into?
Sorry, one more time.
Meajer, the second person that Garnet and I spoke to at the hospital, my first session.
Mm-hmm.
That's somebody that I could. He's a Griffin Rider. Can I turn the ruby shards into him?
Potentially, yeah.
All right, cool. So that's like Gregory has checked out of this conversation and is just thinking, who am I going to hand it to? All right, I'll probably do that.
You know, we could build up to this one.
Yeah, that's what
Is
I
there
was
like
thinking.
is there
We
like
don't
a
need to-
reward?
A share of the dragon sword, I think, was, which means it's probably going to be a lot to deal with. Maybe not right now.
What if we just, tell the dragon, look, leave this place, go blow up that place, and they'll be like, all right, sure.
You
Bam.
couldn't talk your way into a restaurant.
She couldn't, but I can.
Yes.
Have-
With our powers combined, we could talk to a dragon.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just gonna say, we have 25 years to finish this one. Let's put a pin in it.
well, that's true. We do have a lot. That's actually true. We do have a lot of
There's
time.
still 25 years to complete that one. Let's just put a pin in that one for now. All right.
It's the only interesting one. All the others are boring or like weird.
No, there was
That
there
one
was
with the
one
blood
that
in
I
the
liked.
box? Nah.
Where was it? Let me have a look through. The mage one. Oh wait, I said that no one liked it. Never mind.
No, that one I don't trust that shit.
The Hydra heart. That sounds like a brilliant
Yeah,
idea.
that's the one I suggested.
I like this idea. I think it's brilliant.
Let's go get a Hydra heart. Hydra heart.
I am a beast hunter.
I mean, Hydras are pretty
You know
cool.
what?
Where would one find a Hydra?
Somebody like Kim, do you want somebody to like roll a nature check for that, or?
Oh,
I will.
yeah, you could roll a nature check for that.
I'll roll a nature check.
Hey, Kara, why don't you roll a nature check for that? Cricky will give you the help action.
No.
I got an 18.
Okay, let me double check what I've got in my notes for that one. I had.
Kara, roll one more time. Because Cricky gave you help. Better, but
Oh.
There it is. Depending on condition. Okay, it doesn't. So,
spilled water all over myself.
oops. You aren't sure of an exact location. You know that they tend, at least as far as this island is concerned, they tend to be cave dwelling, caverns and things of that sort. And they favor like I'm trying to not aquifers, but sort of like cave lakes, sort of underground bodies of water as a place to reside. But you don't necessarily have like a specific place in mind.
I need to see a map of the island. Is there a map of the island available anywhere?
There is. It is.
Oh no, it's... There we go. Alright. I mean, mountains usually have caves, right?
Most places don't have caves.
Well, I mean, mountains have caves.
Yes.
What? I'm trying to figure out where we could find caves. Like a mountain. Can I ask someone, what's the guy, Irwenwen?
Mm-hmm. Or when in?
Irwenen? Irwenwen. Anyway, I'm gonna ask Irwenen, if he knows anywhere that has plenty of caves on the island.
Maybe if he knows where the hydras might be.
That too, but like even like just a cave.
Trying to think here. So she would let you know that there's like, yeah, you could climb yourself up into the mountain somewhere, but there's plenty of sort of like cliffs and caverns along the shoreline too, that could potentially be a place for them.
Mm.
Now, where are we right now?
You are in Whistendale.
All right. So it's still it'd be like a while for us to get to the shore and then get into a cave.
Yeah.
What about that Stormy Peak place? There's water. There's a big old rock on that map.
It's Stormy Peak is a mountain that sits in the center of a lake. It's a potential, but the lake runs right up to the side of the mountain, so you'd have to like find a cave and swim into it and this, that, and the other thing. But you could take a shot at that if you'd like. That is where the rest of the party had previous experience in their griffin search.
Yeah.
The only reason I don't want to go too far is because we might need to be back at the guild hall at the end of this episode.
There's a guild hall in every city, right?
Right. All right. Yeah, that's fair.
There's at least in any of the noted cities on there, there's a guild hall of some size. In the,
Right, so then we could-
the little tiny places, they just have the affiliate inns that they agree to keep a notice board up on the wall, but they're not official guild halls.
So, like,
think-
if we went to Hercad, it'd have an inn or a guild hall.
It's big enough to have a guild hall.
Fantastic.
What if we do some research and on these hydras?
We
need to
could-
get
we could,
jar of preservation first up. Maybe we should probably, instead of just going places and thinking there might be a hydra here, we could probably do some more research than thinking hydras like caves, and then I feel as though
Yeah. Let's do so. Let's like I'll go. How about I go to the library, try to do some research. There's a library, right?
Look at you being rational.
I've
Turned over new leaf.
I'm trying. Okay.
I'm like Gregory's excited because this is like a new side of Amir that he's never experienced before. Practical Amir.
There's hope.
So,
There is never hope. In the meanwhile,
Right.
we could just. There's obviously the caravan guard. Pretty simple job. Do that for a while.
I wonder if the bread
Sightsee.
thief guy would pay us in bread.
Ooh. I mean, 5 gold
What?
isn't really much, so I'd rather probably have bread.
Amir, I bet you Harold's got some excellent crackers.
It is baked goods.
Okay, we'll do
Gotcha.
the bread thief. We'll do the bread thief. I'm in.
I honestly, I've been sitting on that one for like 10 minutes, and I wish I had used it earlier.
It says there's a bonus if we hand in the thief to Harold instead of the guards. That sounds pretty dodgy, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
That
yeah,
sounds
no,
exactly up.
he's absolutely gonna beat the shit out of the guy. But
It's,
I gotta
it's,
kill him, so.
Kara's gonna pat Amir. That sounds exactly right up our alley. Let's be honest.
Oh
here.
yes. I think we would get on with this Harold fella,
Quite
especially if he makes crackers. I also quite like. Are there any like patisseries? Have you guys been to any of the patisseries around here? Are there any like nice ones?
I don't know what that word means.
Like a pastry place. With
well. What's a
pastries?
pastry?
No? Okay.
They haven't spent a ton of time exploring the city in a casual manner yet.
Let's. All right. How about we head over? We head up. That's right. So, all right. How about this? We do the bread thief for now. We start researching so that we can take care of the Hydra Heart one, and then maybe
Keep the pact.
somewhere 10 years down the line we can break the pact.
What about like 6
10
months?
years. 10 years is gonna turn into 10 weeks. I can already see it.
I'm being conservative.
Not a fan of that.
I'm
Well-
being socially conservative,
No.
governmentally conservative.
I don't like conservative in any form.
Let's go save the
Right.
bread man, Harold. I want.
All right, let's head over to Harold's baked goods.
Okay, we're gonna pluck those 3 off the board.
All right, so you go up to Erwin and let her know that you are taking the bread thief, the Hydra Heart. You
I think we
want
should.
mark down for that one, and then you want to be marked down as taking a crack at the ending the pact.
Should we pick ending the pact up just yet? I think if we're gonna do it
Yeah,
in a
let's-
while,
let's-
we should wait a while. It's still
We
gonna be
should-
here
we
in
should-
25 years, so.
Oh. I'm sure that end the pact is laminated to the board, and there's just a checklist of people that have tried to end the pact.
Basically, yeah. More than a few people have given it a go over the years. So far, nobody's been able to claim that they've succeeded at it.
Once we've finished up with these other things, maybe we should see if we can talk to any of those people if they're still alive.
Adventure.
It's actually a great idea. I am liking this side of you, Amir.
Adventures are crunchy and good with barbecue sauce.
I mean, yes, if we find the charred corpses, at least we have a nice fresh meal.
The chart
That was-
I don't like this side of
That
you,
was, that
Amir.
was a joke. I'm sorry, that was a joke.
If you're already racist, you don't also need to be a cannibal.
I'm not. Look,
accidentally
Racist.
that Dragonborn was shifty.
He was
That's-
not.
That doesn't necessarily help your argument
He was-
any.
Other Dragonborn probably aren't shifty. Also, the Druids, they insulted
Amir?
my religion. They had.
To be
Amir.
fair, the only
I insulted your religion by saying enough. Stop.
I mean, no, that's just like some words of wisdom. It's not in. That's not a.
oh,
Go away.
oh,
I tried to stop you from saying or whatever you believe in here because that is the kind of thing that gets you in trouble.
What do you mean? It's not like it's illegal. Wait.
to
Is
be
it
fair, to Amir, the only other Dragonborn I've known is my uncle Geff, and very shifty.
See?
He's a terrible little gremlin of a thief. So
Terrible, shifty little bastard man.
This we're just having an open conversation on the way to Harold's Baked Goods because we're heading to Harold's
course.
Baked Goods.
Yeah. So Harold's Bakery is in the Plaza Market at the north end of town. You got when you laid claim to the job, you got given directions to where his shop is and all that kind of fun stuff, so you can check in with him out here in the Plaza Market. Don't have an actual map of his shop ready for you because I don't. Sorry. But you arrive
because you have a limited amount of apps.
I have a limited amount of maps. I do the best I can to guess what you guys are going to do, and then I never have it guessed correctly. So
You were expecting us to take care of the prize goat, weren't you?
I do have that one ready, and I had a couple of other ones ready, and I just none of them were the ones that you guys went for. But that's fine. Instead, we're gonna go kill an ancient, beyond ancient red dragon for funsies at level 6.
Woo!
That's a
Eventually, we'll get there eventually.
This will only go well. So you arrive at Harold's Baked Goods and introduce yourselves to him. He lets you know that this has been going on for a while now. He's sick and tired of it. The guards haven't been able to make heads or tails of the problem. He's real frustrated. He's tried laying traps. He's tried, staying up all night, standing guard. They just can't figure out how whoever it is getting in and getting out with his bread. It's driving him crazy, and he's gotten to the point where he's scrounged up some gold and listed it with the Adventurers Guild, hoping somebody would save him from this thieving menace that is ruining.
So we're out at his shop now, right?
Yes.
We're with Harold.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something, Harold. Are you married?
What? Why is that?
Because what if his wife is the thief? Or husband is the thief?
It's a fair question. No, it's just me and my shop.
Are there any other employees?
I have a few, yeah.
Could they be the thieves?
I've already kind of put the fear of Harold into them, if you know what I mean. They're well taken care of. There's no need for them to be stealing bread out from under my shop. But
Excellent.
I suppose it's possible if that's something that you think you need to follow up on.
No, I trust you. The fear of Harold, I feel it seems adequate. Guys, why am I doing the talking? This really isn't my forte.
You wanted to be the face.
Did I? Tell me, Harold. Do you sell crackers?
Oh God.
I do, yeah. Make
I like
crackers,
you.
croutons, things of all sorts. Any kind of bread products you need, we got them.
Ooh. I swear. Wait, are they stealing the croutons?
No, they go for the fresh loaves.
Monsters. Croutons would be a much more worthy.
How much
steal.
for a bag of
They're
garlic
amazing.
and butter croutons?
Ooh, yes, brilliant idea.
Like a palm size kind of maybe like a softball-ish size bag of them would probably run you about 5 silver.
I'll take 2.
Right, yeah, I'll take 2, and that's 1 gold, right?
Yeah, 2 bags would be 1 gold. So if you both want it, it's 2 gold total.
Right.
And okay.
Hell
Pull
yeah.
boom, boom. Got some croutons
Yep.
to crunch on.
Can I explore the bakery and start doing investigation checks?
Sure can, yeah.
Yeah, I will also do an investigation check with help. Cricky is an extra set of eyes.
Care is gonna buy a loaf of bread. Now she's surrounded by food and she's getting hungry.
You want like
Alright.
a big loaf or just like a lunch loaf?
Big loaf.
Big loaf will run you a gold.
Done. And she just holds it in her hand and just starts tearing at it while she walks around. I'm gonna go have a look around the outside of the building.
I'm gonna go question some people around the area, see if they've seen anything.
Alright, so Noon and I got 17 and 19 in our investigations. Do we spot anything like points of entry, possibly? I'm looking for.
Nothing is jumping out at you as a point of entry. The sort of like cellar doors don't seem to be meddled with or jimmied or any of that kind of stuff. Like it's the main bakery is in like the basement under the shop. That's where like the ovens and things are, where the fresh bread would be to cool and all that kind of stuff. So he lets you down into the basement for that. You check any kind of points of entry, little windows and things, and nothing seems broken. None of the locks seem to be picked or fiddled with any sort of picking equipment or any of that kind of stuff that you're noticing.
All right.
Cricky does.
And I'm going to.
Cricky
let you
turns up
finish first.
and what seems to be an apple core out from behind a barrel.
So out of character, this is Aladdin, right? We're dealing with Aladdin here.
No.
Anyway,
Okay.
so I have a question for Harold. When does the bread go missing?
It's always overnight. It never seems to happen during the day. Sure, we hear the noise of them breaking in or messing about downstairs. The shop's usually pretty busy, but we're still coming up and down from the basement with fresh bread. So I'm sure if it was happening during the day, we would have caught him by now.
Will you trust us to spend the night? Like maybe one, maybe more. Would you trust us to spend the night in your cellar, your baking cellar, to see if we can catch this guy?
I don't see why not. If you think that's going to be the easiest way to do it. I mean,
I just think that's a good place to start.
And I want to try one thing. You said there was like, I'm assuming like since we're in the basement, there's like high up windows, right?
Yeah, they're not like big windows. They're like little basement windows, but there's a set of them around the kind of edge of the.
And since I found no real like points of forced entry, I'm gonna try to get line of sight and misty step through the window.
Okay. You can do that. Yeah.
All right, so I'll burn my misty step. Spells and use. I take it. I just make it out into the street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Either into the alley next to the building, or sort of in the sort of corridor, the merchant corridor that's behind the shops, rather than like the main street.
Right. And then I tap on the window. And I yell muffled through the window. It's possible we might be dealing with a magic user.
Would I have to roll? Would I have to roll any?
Anyway.
Also, did I accidentally bump into Care doing that?
I was gonna say, outside I'm investigating. Would I have to roll anything for investigating outside around the shop?
Yeah, make an investigation check for that.
Oh, damn.
Okay. So
19.
As you're kind of poking around the outside of the shop, around the perimeter, you're checking the windows, checking the cellar doors, looking for any kind of points of entries and things like that. As you're coming around the corner, Gregory like bamps like right in front of you. You don't smack into each other, but there's that sort of like he appears right here in like this in front of your face. You're like, oh shit. Don't scare me like that.
Care headbutts Gregory. Just boom.
So there you go. You get headbutted.
Never surprise the hunter.
That was a mistake.
It was just the timing of you coming out right as they happen to walk and just be glad it was just a headbutt.
Yeah.
So as you investigate around, you do find a couple of apple cores near one of the windows, again, kind of like tucked behind some crates, as though they had been discarded.
And
This
from
is-
here, is it like say 30 feet from the window?
No, it's it's closer to the window than that. It's only maybe like 10. 15 feet away.
I'm saying within Misty Step range is what I'm asking.
Oh, of the basement? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I definitely think they're Misty stepping in because there's no signs of forced entry. Might not be any of the employees, but we're don't know for sure. And this is clearly where they're hiding because we found an apple core in the basement as well.
This is definitely where they're. Ooh, yes. This is definitely where they're going through anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get the group back together. I might have an idea.
All right. So, do we all just gather back down into the basement because it's less out in
Probably
the
more
open?
private.
I had wandered off to go talk to some of the neighboring establishments if there were any.
Yeah, it's the market district, so there's shops on both sides. In terms of what those shops are, okay.
You know what? I'm gonna say it right now. Better use of Misty Step than the last time I used Misty Step.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, so there are shops on both sides. One of them seems to be a butcher, and the other side is a fishmonger.
I'll go to the fishmonger first.
Alright.
Of enter in. Is there anyone sort of like behind the desk?
Yeah, there's a couple of people working in the shop and a few customers as well. It's middle of the day, business is busy. So you can see that there are 3 people working behind the counter, kind of coming out of the back with fresh cuts of fish and other kinds of seafood, shellfish, octopus, squid, all that kind of fun stuff. And then somebody's working the counter, taking the orders, getting things ready, doing all the wrapping and all that fun stuff. If you're talking, I can't hear you.
Sorry, I was just finishing part of a digestive.
Oh, okay. I saw you moving, but I wasn't hearing anything. I was just like,
Yeah,
you're talking, I can't hear you.
Thank you anyway. You said there was one person behind the counter sort of free, or have they still got people sort of like are they? I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah, there would be one person's kind of taking orders, one person is ringing people out, and then the third person is doing all of the filleting and prepping in the back. But there's
no
three of them that run the shop.
So there's no one currently ordering, or because there's someone taking orders, but is there anyone actually ordering something presently?
No, there's a little bit of a lull in between. There's people in the shop kind of browsing around, but nobody's stepped up to order anything just yet.
I'll go over to the person who's taking the orders and say, Hello. I was wondering if you know the bread man across the way. If you know him at all, I think it's Harold.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's been complaining about somebody stealing his bread lately.
Yeah, funnily enough, that's actually what I'm here for. Have you seen any like kind of lean in and be like customers who have been shifty?
No, we haven't had any problems. You know, not really sure why. You'd think if they're hitting the food shops, they'd hit all of us, but they seem to just be fixated on him and his bread. They love it.
It's really like bread. Yes.
I'm just waiting for Amir to imply that they did it.
Trying to run the
It
poor
always
guy out of
comes.
business.
It always comes.
Do you know if there's a rival bread store nearby at all, or could we war the breads? You know.
There's a couple other shops in this district, and there's a bakery or two down in the south district too. But as far as I know, they're mostly friendly. They recipe swap and things, from what I hear. But
So Harold hasn't made any sort of enemies as such.
not that
Any
I
bread
know
enemies?
of. But
Never killed a man with a loaf of bread.
Oh my god.
that would be news to me for sure.
It'd be quite entertaining.
Oh.
Well, cheers. Thanks. Here, for your troubles, I will give you this, and then I will give them
It's another
Oh.
round of Amir's reverse tithings.
I want to give them. No, fine. I'll just give him money. I'll give him 2 gold.
Okay.
Spend that on some bread because that would be funny. Or
Sure.
whatever. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Have a nice day. If you see any shifty folk, tell Harold because Harold's pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Would
Or just
love,
punch them.
love to
Don't-
see that
don't punch them.
thief brought to justice for sure.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna mosey on out of here. Wish you good sales and Yep. Okay, bye.
It's probably about this time that he gets a message. We're gonna be planning something.
Right.
Come back.
Okay. I'll head on.
So
Before you plan whatever it is that you're scheming to plan, let's go ahead and take our halfway break. Everybody,
Sure.
take 10 minutes, use the restroom if you need it, grab a glass of water if you need it. We will see everyone back here in just a few minutes to see what their scheme is going to be and how that plays out for them. So
Yay.
stick around. And audio.
it's finding the goat.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. We took ourselves a quick little bio break there, and we are back to the action. The party, minus Garnet, because she is hanging back at the guild hall, working on some other side stuff, has taken up this bread thief quest. They have spoken with Harold, gotten a few different leads, and have some theories. And they are currently in the basement of his bakery. We're using this as a stand-in for a bakery. And
I don't need the notice board up anymore. I still had it up.
So they are currently putting their heads together to try to come up with some sort of scheme or bread thief foiling plot of some sort. So let's see. Where are you guys going from here? What you doing?
I believe Care has a plan.
I have a hunter's trap
Ooh.
that we can set outside the window and see if use that to try and catch him. And then even if he comes in through magic, we can still be inside in here to ambush him. We just have to hide early and stay quiet.
Good plan. It's a good plan. See, I could have Cricky be posted, just sort of blending in outside as a raven as well. Sort of, a bird. Maybe poop on some things. And then
I spoke to the fishmonger. It seems as though most people like our dear friend Harold. Doesn't seem to have any enemies. The rival sort of bakeries and bread places don't dislike him. They seem to have done some recipe swaps and the like. Everyone seems to do pretty well with their business. So there's no real obvious enemies of our good friend Harold. And he's never killed a man with bread. I made sure I asked that.
I mean, very difficult, but also very easy at the same time.
Yes. That's on my bucket list.
It's slow, but carbs will get it done eventually.
I was thinking more choking, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking suffocation. Just like
Choking, suffocation, same difference.
I mean, yeah, but one's a bit more violent than just having it. Like, imagine having like a big like a baguette in your mouth, and then you.
It's a full baguette.
Yeah.
I once was able to fit an entire glazed donut in my mouth.
Now, is this B saying this or is this Noon saying this?
It's both.
Okay.
Because I have done it.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right, so we post up in the basement and just sort of wait. Yes. So what time is it now?
Right now it's mid-afternoon kind of time frame. You've got hours to kill if you're looking to camp out here for the night, stake the place out.
I mean, I guess we could, hang. That's probably, instead of having to travel back to Guildhall then back here, we could probably, hang out in the market a bit. Kara could probably try to transcribe more of her spells.
Let's just shop around the market because we can't be sure whether the person who's been stealing is like watching or not.
Right. Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's
How close are the temples to this? Oh,
and I still have to hand in the ruby shards too, so I should probably also do that.
So the temple district is on the other side of town. You do have enough time to get there and back before it's any kind of like nighttime time if that's something you want to go do. You basically have 6 to 8 hours to kill before any kind of legitimate night is here. So you have time to get
So-
across the city and back if you want to go do something.
So I guess we should just rendezvous here in what?
A couple hours.
7 hours?
7 hours. Yeah.
7? We
Sounds-
can do less if you want. I mean, I don't mind.
I'd say maybe 6.
6?
6 and a half. 6.5
Alright.
hours. Split the difference.
God, it's 7. All right.
Okay, so you're gonna split up and meet back for like 9, 9:30, 10, 9:30, 9:45, 9 at
Okay.
somewhere in that general nebulous, depending on who
Nine.
actually made the decision.
8:47. So we're meeting back up on the dot.
Okay, so
All right.
Gregory is
So,
going to go off back to the hospital to see about dropping off the gem fragments that you've got.
Yeah.
Amir, you're heading towards the temple district to do what? Or are you looking for a specific temple? Or are you looking for specific people?
Just kind of surveying what temples there are, the different, like to which, getting more of an understanding of what sort of the religion is like here, and if there is a temple to Eldath, then that would be one that Amir is interested in.
Okay.
Care is planning to stay behind. The first thing she's gonna do is figure out exactly where to put that trap. She knows it's gonna be outside, but she doesn't know if they're actually going through the window or magicking through. So she wants to kind of move things around until she has a kind of a nice little spot where someone could squat to wait. And then that's where she's going to set the trap in a few hours.
Okay.
And then she spends another hour or two across the road, just climbing. She probably gets some weird looks, but she climbs up along the roofs, on the walls and the roofs of the building, just to kind of get the different vantage points. That's because if they posted someone outside to watch, where would be a good spot to watch from.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, she returns to the bakery and sits in a corner transcribing she picks up another 100 gold of ink and paper and sets about transcribing another couple of spells.
Sure. Make a survival check for me. Okay. So
23.
You are confident that you've got a good solid spot to put this trap into, where they won't see it. They won't they'll have a hard time spotting it or seeing it coming, and it should give you good coverage of at least a couple of the windows in hopes of snagging whoever is behind this shenanigans that you are investigating. The trip up the walls to the roof, you don't really see any great vantage points where you think somebody would scope out from, just because of the angles of the alleyways and things. There isn't really a good spot to squat where you'd be able to keep an eye on everywhere that you would need to be watching. So it doesn't seem like it's something that they're taking advantage of from what you've been able to scope out.
Okay. Is Noon gonna stay with Care?
I'm gonna hide with Care inside.
Alright, then Kara's gonna just... Yeah, Kara's gonna probably just, once Kara's figured all that out, they're probably just gonna chat with Noon as they do some magic stuff.
Work on
Sounds good.
transcribing and things like that.
Probably end up buying like another 5 or 6 gold worth of bread and just munching on baked goods.
Alright.
So this is a pastry.
I guess.
All right. So, Amir, you take a few hours out of your afternoon to go down to the Temple District and find that most of the sort of major gods of the D&D pantheon have temples here. You do not see one to Eldath that you're spotting here in this district of the city, but most of the major ones like Lathander and Moradin and the real big names all have some form of representation here.
Huh.
Hello, handsome.
Do they get a lot? Does it seem as though they get a lot of traffic, or are they a more like a quieter place in the city?
It's a quieter part of town. It's not like abandoned. It's not whisper quiet, but it's definitely not a hotspot from what you're seeing as you walk around and explore a bit.
Kind of just stand outside, not quite confident enough to go inside any of them. Are there any like trees, like a park around or anything?
Yeah, there's some green spaces and things of that sort dotted about the city. You could find a place to like sit on a bench and people watch for a while if you wanted to.
Yeah, probably just find a bench, something. People watch for a while and then go back to reading that book I bought a while back.
That was there was a book on local history, right?
Yes.
Okay, making sure I'm keeping track of that properly.
Oh. Hey. Ah!
So when you go to make history checks on things related to the island, I can take the book into account when they come
Awesome.
up.
This man bit me.
Bite him back. No,
Troublemaker.
don't.
You bit my foot. Don't do that. Terrible. Sorry for interrupting.
You're fine.
I just wanted to explain why I went in the middle of something. Since I feel like that's something that does need an explanation.
Anything else, or are you just kind of good with people watching and reading for now?
No, I think that's No, I think that's all. Maybe after a while, swapping from the Best of the Empire book to the prayer book in sort of reminiscing sort of mood.
Okay.
And then obviously finishing up and heading back.
To make sure you meet up with the party on time?
Yep.
Gotcha. So Gregory, you head over to the hospital and check in at the front desk with intentions of visiting with the patients that you spoke with the other day.
Was Meager able to check out, or was he's still just putting on a brave face and he's still pretty bad?
So the person at the front desk was not the same nurse that you spoke to the last time you were here. It's a different shift, different people. They cycle in and out. But you say you were here the other day. You wanted to see a patient again. You had spoken to him just the other day. Blah blah blah. The nurse on duty looks at you a little forlorn and lets you know that they passed away the previous night.
Oh.
Oh,
Dum dum dum.
bro.
Oh no. Me, Eric the player, oh no. Gregory, the character, he's like, oh, well, that's rough. You can, I mean, I guess it might be, did he just sort of just succumb to his injuries, or?
Are you kin?
No, no, sorry, no. It's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to tell me. I'm sorry. Uh, it's fine.
What
I'll
are
uh, I'll be on my way then.
Oh, all right. Sorry about that.
It's fine. All right. And so Gregory leaves, and now immediately begins to worry about everybody that they have talked about the symbol with. And just sort of with a little bit of pep in his step, just makes it beeline right for the bakery because he doesn't want to be separated from the party too long now. Because he's and there's also a little worried about Garnet back at the base.
So you know that the guild hall is a relatively safe place, given security and precautions and protections and things. So you don't have to overly panic about Garnet, but you are
Oh.
rightfully like, let me just get back to the rest of the group real quick. Um, so you head back and meet up with everyone here at the bakery. You still have some time to idle away. Do you let everyone know about what happened at the hospital? Or okay.
So I come in a bit panicked, and it's like, is Kara still transcribing spells right now?
Yes, and probably halfway through some lemon tart, just like, this is delicious. Where's more? I want more.
Right. So unwittingly, Gregory looks in on what Kara's doing before he sort of tries to break the news, and then Kim, the thing that we talked about now happens.
Okay.
She rolled that.
Yep.
I just want to say that obviously, Amir's, like, when we had the time discussion, whilst he's not going to be entirely late, he's going to be slightly late. That is just a thing.
Right.
So probably about 3 to 5 minutes after Gregory gets in, Amir finally returned.
Okay. So you are looking at 6 psychic damage.
Oof. All right. So Gregory looks on there, and then immediately it's like he got hit with like a very, very forceful migraine and gets kind of knocked back a bit.
Oh, he's allergic to magic.
Kind of, sort of. It's like a family curse, sort of. I mean, sort of. It's more like an agreement between celestials, devils, demons, humans, everything. Kind of deleted my name. It's fine. My family name kind of doesn't exist.
Okay.
I mean, everything written about my family has been erased from all history books. We're very limited in. I mean, at first we thought we couldn't do magic, can't take patrons in any sort of way. Trying to use our innate spellcasting kind of goes wild and very destructive. And as we just went, I can't read spell books because it hurts.
I think that's just having dyslexia. That last one. I think you're just dyslexic. It's okay. I'm autistic. We're like cousins.
I can read just fine. It's as soon as it's in a spell book, I just can't. I can read spell scrolls just fine. It's just specifically spell books. Because wizards wizards who decided that part of the curse, because this, like I said, this is an agreement between a lot of different parties.
Well, spellbooks can hurt normal people too. And she's gonna smack Noon over the head with the smell book.
I saw that coming as soon as you said it. I was like,
What did I do?
Who's Kara smacking with that book?
What did I do?
Just proving a point. Here, have an apple tart.
And which one of us are you giving the apple tart to?
Noon.
Me.
Right, fair. Like,
Maybe we'll take it.
Penance for the smack.
There's just
Gregory.
Yeah, there's just
Gregory sort of collects himself now because of just sort of unloading the fact that there's a very, 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 very complex curse on his family, and just sort of because it's like there's a lot of things that his parents told him about the curse that he's like that can't be true, and that was one of the things he thought was fine, but apparently it was real.
It took him this
for
long.
mechanic's sake, if I read a spell book, I take 2d6 psychic damage, and it appears as like in like the flavor text of illusory script. It just looks like a bunch of gobbledygook.
Yeah.
So Gregory. Oh, and I guess at this point, as Amir just walked in now.
Yeah, roundabouts.
So what's poppin', y'all?
Right. Yeah. Sorry. And I assume I've probably explained it in some ways to Amir about this at some point. Like
Books.
bits and pieces. But yeah. Anyway. So I relay that someone that Garnet and I had spoken to at the hospital had died, and I sort of panicked because if this is an insurrection movement, then anybody who has been asking about that symbol could be in a lot of danger. And I just wanted to sort of make sure everybody was aware that we might have stepped into something really, really, really bad.
Well, funnily enough, you should say that. When I was out, 3 men approached me, tried to kill me, and I killed them.
Nice.
I'm joking, that didn't actually happen. I was just pulling
Right.
a leg. But are you sure you're all right?
Yeah,
You know.
no, it's fine. It hurts like hell, but it'll pass probably, hopefully, maybe.
I know what that's like, she says, waggling her stump. Yeah, kind of like that.
I'm sorry.
So you
Gregory's
settle in?
brain is throbbing right now,
Yeah,
and this is not
like
helping.
massive migraine.
All right, we got a little bit of time until this thief comes, potentially.
Hmm.
So why don't you take some rest and focus on what we have to do tonight, because if we are gonna hunt, the hunt needs a properly focused mind.
Right, so I'll find like a dark place to take a little bit of a short rest.
Okay. So it's getting late at this point.
Oh.
The Herald is getting ready to lock up the shop for the night. So he lets you know if you want to stay in the shop, now's the time to settle in. If you want out of the shop, now's the time to get out because I'm locking the doors. I don't really want people coming and going once we lock up. So
Once again, Cricky out, sort of being a bird outside, keeping an eye out because he can. As much as my brain hurts right now, he can telepathically communicate with me.
sure.
Care.
I was just gonna say, shall I keep watch on one of the roofs of the opposite buildings?
It might be beneficial. Yeah,
I'll go do that.
I will be inside the cellar.
Care is going to set the trap and then return to the cellar. After pointing out to Amir exactly where the good spots for him to watch from are.
Duly noted. I'll head over. Happy hunting, I guess.
Good hunting.
Okay,
And
so
I'll head up
Gregory's
and climb on
staying
the roof.
downstairs. Amir's taking up a rooftop position, kind of like
Yep.
there, I guess. Noon, where are
Yeah.
you staying inside or outside or?
I'm staying inside. I'm gonna find a corner and I'm gonna. Does anyone have prestidigitation? Can you change my wing color temporarily?
I only get 2 cantrips, and I spent them both on attacking cantrips.
I can light them
Alright.
up. I can light them up, but that's it.
No. Alright, I'll use dirt to make my wings less blue. And make it kind of mottled, and then I'm gonna, like, find a corner that's kind of out of the way, but still has, like, line of sight with, like, most of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I will use my wings to, like, obscure my body.
Okay, I get what you're trying to do.
Smart.
Okay, Care, you were.
I'm trying to look like when the hobbits put their cloaks on in Mordor and they looked like rocks.
Sure. Care, where were you setting up?
Care will set up in the opposite corner to Noon.
Okay. So we're doing
She's going to prepare. You can't. How long do you keep prepared? She's not going to have the spell prepared, but she's going to be ready to cast Hunter's Mark as soon as someone comes in. Like, she's not going to have the spell ready to go. She's just going to... Am I kind of explaining what I'm trying to...
Yeah, you're not holding the spell, but you're ready to fire it off as soon as...
Holding the action, yeah. And she's going to watch Noon do his thing for a second. Then she's going to smirk. And she actually has one of those elvish. She actually has one of those elvish cloaks, so she's gonna pull it over her and disappear into the dark corner.
All right. Everybody.
Gregory's gonna be posted directly underneath the window.
Mm-hmm.
Just like so, it's like completely out of the line of sight, regardless of what angle you take. Because having teleported through there, I'm sure once he got to the other side, he got a good look where he could possibly hide.
See into, yeah.
Yeah.
So stealth checks all around.
Fuck. And I left Cricky outside. Shit.
So Gregory, because of the line of sight considerations that you took, you can roll yours at advantage. Care, you get advantage because of your cloak. Noon, advantage because you went to all that trouble to try to stealth up your wings a bit.
Thank you.
That was a good thought. So I think you deserve it for that for sure.
Well, luckily, since I have disadvantage on stealth, I just have a straight roll.
You just have a straight roll.
Whoop! I accidentally rolled advantage. My bad. Ooh.
I got
Neither great. Neither great anyway. Neither great anyway.
Okay, so Gregory.
I got a 22 and a 5, so thankfully I'm at advantage.
Yeah.
24 and 16.
There's some light shining off my armor, and it's making me very visible.
Yeah. You might as well just be holding up a sign in front of the window, like "person below" with like an arrow. Cause
it's like illuminating up, and it's just like I'm like, this is the perfect plan.
so
So,
the night
oh.
the night rolls on. It gets pretty late at this point. 11, 12. One rolls by, starts to roll into 2. The Harold usually gets in around 4 to start baking for the morning to get the next like batches of bread rolling. So there's only a small window left before he's expecting to show up again. So around 2 a.m. or so, Amir and Cricky make perception checks because you're outside on the.
He got +3 to that. I remember from last time. So how do I roll? Shoot. And that's
Oh, come on. That sucks. I got a +8 and I got a 10.
1d.
Come on, Cricky.
Wow.
Well, thankfully, their stealth checks were very low. So, you see. Let me get myself put together here.
1 sec, guys. What I miss?
Nothing. I waited for you to get back.
Okay, good.
So you see 2 small children. They're very kind of. They're basically dressed in like tatters. It's dark, so it's a little hard to see, but you can see the 2 of them and what appears to be a very large goat.
Is this connected to the?
It's connected. Okay.
There's no way it's not connected.
Are they approaching?
go.
You
The
really
store.
wanted us to find this
Like
goat,
the-
huh?
They were
Jesus, that's a
interconnected
big-ass goat.
before you.
Okay.
It was already deliberately interconnected before you went
Gotcha.
down this road.
Gotcha.
And then there's a third kid bringing up the rear. But you can see that there's a kid kind of leading the way, scoping out ahead, make sure that there's nobody happens to be in the alleyway. The other one in the lead is sort of baiting the goat with apples. Sort of.
Oh my god, the goat can fucking teleport or whatever, can't it?
What are you gonna do, Amy? Are you gonna let them keep going?
Do they seem to be conversing with each other? A lot, or is it just...
It's very hushed and kept to a minimum. You can mostly hear the little girl kind of like coaxing the goat forward. But aside from that, this is somewhat well rehearsed at this point, so they're just kind of moving quietly.
Does the one at the back have like any input at all?
It's
Or are
hard.
they just quiet?
It's hard to tell with the perception check that you made. They're mostly being quiet, so if there is, it's hard to hear if they are chattering to each other in any way. It's hard for you to pick up from the rooftop.
Does it look as though the one at the back is kind of lulling behind the others, is kind of on their own, a little bit separated?
Not really. They're all pretty tight. The goat's
Damn,
big, but they're still pretty keeping it tight. They're moving in kind of as a unit.
I wanted to abduct the one at the back.
You
Please
just
don't.
want to like snatch a kid?
Batman
Without
style,
the
other
drop
two-
a lasso, hoist him up.
Without-
on
yeah,
the
thought-
without the other two knowing. So that then, even if the other two happen to get away, we'd have one to pin for the crime.
You need to steal the goat. Then at least we get the goat money.
We didn't even take that one.
Snatch that kid, pussy.
No, but we probably have. We've read it though.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna just wait for a moment to see what they do, I think, before I make any moves.
Okay.
Snatch
So-
that kid.
Cricky, I assume, has alerted you, Gregory, that there's
Yeah.
3 small, poor-looking children and a goat.
All right.
Very, very large
and
goat.
I relay that to Karen Noon. I think it's related to the goat. It's 3 kids and the goat.
I bet the goat's magical.
I bet the goat's magical. That's why it's so
Let's
prized.
just see what happens before we do anything.
We'll just hold positions.
All right. So they keep moving forward, approaching the window bit by bit, stalking forward. What kind of hunting trap did you lay down there, Care?
It was a snare, nothing lethal, just to stop them from going anywhere, basically.
Okay. So the is it like a lifting snare kind of deal, or how is this
yes.
snare meant to?
No. Well, it's more like a ball and chain kind of idea. It's attached. She would have used some heavier stuff in the area to create like a weight, and then as they pull it, it tightens. Like usually with animals, it would go around the neck and it would tighten. But with what she wants to do is catch them by the foot and have it tighten, and then they can't, like, once it's tight, you can't untighten it unless you like cut it. So it's.
Okay.
Am I explaining this?
Yes, I got what you're describing. I got you.
Okay.
Just trying to see how that resolves out. Okay, that's nice and high. So the kid that's leading the way here sets off the snare, and it snaps on their ankle and tightens up on them, and then you start hearing them get loud in a big hurry. Essentially like, I'm caught, run, go. And the kids get very, very quickly into a panic. This is the first time anyone's actually managed to make any semblance of catching them. And they run up and grab the kid and start like tugging on him, trying to see if they can get him loose, and they're pulling at the snare. And what are you guys doing as this starts to unfold? You hear all this noise in the alleyway of them. Like,
I'm immediately regretting wasting my Misty Step.
I would like to.
I'm real little, so I'm gonna
jump
climb
down.
through the step.
I'd like to jump down from the roof to like behind the goat, and just kind of pull out 2 short swords and kind of point them not at anyone, but point them like to the sides, and just kind of stand there and say, "You better not."
You're
do
T-posing on
anything
them for
stupid."
dominance.
Well, no, it's more like that, like to the sides of them, so that I got the swords trained. Just kind of then announce my presence by saying, "Don't do anything stupid, and stay here.
So
I
I'm
don't
gonna
have to use these."
Care is gonna throw open the window and just be like, "Stay where you are. Don't move."
I'm climbing through the window.
I boost Noon through the window.
Okay.
All right. Would that be athletics
Yes.
to get through?
Yeah.
Those wings.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're like trying to lift and shove, and you're just hearing Noon like, no, stop. The wings are like just catching on the outside of the window frame. It's tight. As
I
you
was
try to
gonna
pull them in,
say
they're
maybe
just,
we
like,
should use
hooking
my
on.
athletic for this.
As I see them
7 to
struggling,
athletics.
as I see the rest of the party struggling here, I believe this should work. I'm going to cast Sleep on including the goat and the 3 kids. Just diffuse the whole situation, hopefully, immediately.
Okay. Before you get a chance to cast Sleep on them, the 2 kids that are loose grab on to the goat, kind of like by a horn, and grab onto the 3rd kid and go blink, and poof,
Blink.
40 feet
A
that way.
blink. A blink goat.
Guess I'll wait. What's the range on Sleep? It's 90 feet.
Mhm.
So would I be able to readjust and cast it after they blink?
Make a perception check. You have dark vision, don't you?
I believe
As an elf, you should.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
do as an elf.
Would-
Good. If
Yeah.
you didn't, it would be a disadvantage.
The poor Kiyomi is the only one.
So it takes you a second to spot where they've sort of blinked to amongst the stalls in the little area here, but you do pick them up and you can try to fire that off if you'd like.
Okay. So 24 hit points worth of sleep.
Okay.
So focusing on the goat first,
Mhm.
And then the kids one by one. It's a shame it's only 24. It would have been nicer if there was some more.
I don't think children have very many hit points.
Yeah, but a goat
Yeah.
might.
A goat might.
Yeah,
So
Go ahead.
you don't get to pick what order they go to
Oh,
sleep in. It
that's
goes
true.
from the smallest to the biggest.
That's
Uh,
true.
Just double check.
It's been so long since I've cast sleep.
Uh,
Regardless, if it goes from the kid, if it goes from the lowest, I'm hoping you just get all 3 kids because that is just a
It'll
goat.
probably-
It's
it'll-
like a goat. Like, come on.
So you sleep the 3 kids. The goat is still awake. What are you doing? Because what is everybody else doing as this goes on? Like, are you gonna
Kara
yell
would
like,
like-
"I sleeped him," or what do you? Because the goat's gonna, when it gets around again, the goat's gonna start trying to nudge the kids, and it'll wake them back up. So
Kara's gonna shove Noon through the window and go up after.
Oh god, I really hope my wings are fine.
Yeah. So can this be like a teamed athletics to take like the average of mine and Kara's athletics
I can-
to do this?
Oh, I can't. I will tell them that I have obviously cast sleep on
Right.
the children.
Actually, you know what? Let's pull Noon out, and then Kara will climb through.
Actually, you know what? Better idea. I've already got Noon hoisted up. I'm gonna put Noon on my shoulders, and I'm gonna bolt out of there.
Oh god.
and like just run for the front door.
Run for the front door.
Are you fucking a twink stealer?
Yeah.
The door is locked.
The front door.
Oh, the door is locked.
Yeah.
I mean, on my
Door
turn, I
is
could probably pick the lock, but
The door is locked. Oh shit. The door is locked. I forgot. Why did I waste Misty Step? I
I
knew
have
it
no
could
idea.
have been possible. Why did I waste Misty Step? I could have easily been out on the street.
You could have,
Right?
but you didn't.
That was. I'll be honest. That was kind of central to Kare's plan. Was you being able to do Misty Step?
Yep. Nope, that's fully my bad. I was like, I just wanted to be like, I bet you could teleport through here. Let me try. And then like, yes, you can. And now I can't escape.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but only one.
okay, so let's try and do this in order then. So Care, would it be a strength check to pull Noon out?
I'll just cast Blink on myself.
It also works.
Oh my word.
that
can you bring someone with you with Blink?
I don't think so. I'd have to cast it on. No, I think I can only cast it on myself.
And it's a little unpredictable,
Yeah.
but it'll at least give you a chance.
Yeah.
So you cast Blink on yourself, Gregory. You run for the front door, and you find it locked. And you're like, "Shit, I forgot." Care, are you trying to go out the window? It's going to be a little bit of a squeeze for you. Noon was taking a shot at it because they're on the tiny side, but
They're a little boy.
Care will try it.
okay. Make an athletics check at disadvantage.
11.
It's a bit of a struggle for you. Your like bow is catching on the windowsill and things. You can eventually get yourself out, but it's going to take you like your full turn to get out onto the street.
Such as it is.
I rolled I rolled 11 or higher. I rolled a 15, so I blink through.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on, I need to read something.
You're in the
Uh,
ethereal, and then you have to wait until you come back at the start of your next turn, right?
Yeah. So it's over here, and I'll move here when I get there.
Just waiting to come back.
Right, so I've ran to the front door, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. So, compelled duel doesn't require line of sight at all. So I'm going to compel duel the goat.
Oh no.
What?
What?
Oh my god!
So the goat will have disadvantage on trying to wake the kids up.
Oh. Do I have any movement out of curiosity?
It's like, can I do that, Kim?
I'm
Please let him fight this goat. Please let this
Goat
man
fight.
fight this goat.
looking.
Please let him get his
It's like,
ass.
so
You can. It's
it's like I'll display it
a
so that
bonus
we can all
action,
read it.
30 feet. Attempt to compel a creature to into a duel. One creature that you can see.
I can see.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, one
within
creature
range.
that you can see.
It's always see.
Is there a window? Is there a window?
It's a storefront, so yeah, there's windows.
So can I see the goat?
Make a perception check at disadvantage because it's dark.
But no, I've got goggles of night.
Nope. You put your goggles on. So then you can roll it.
Roll it at my regular advantage because of Sentinel Shield.
Disadvantage on attack
Oh,
rolls
yes.
against creatures under you and must make a wisdom save each time it attempts to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away from you. It succeeds on the saving throw. The spell doesn't restrict the target's movement for that turn. Okay. It's only for attack rolls, so it wouldn't impede the ability to wake up the kid. But
Isn't waking up is that an action or is it technically an attack?
it's an action. You're shaking the kids awake. It's not an attack roll.
But it's the goat's still compelled to try to come to me. And,
Yeah,
that's
I'd have to make a
I
wisdom.
rolled a 22 on my perception.
Okay, so you do see him. You do fire off compelled duel. So it has to make a
fight this
Come
fucking
at me,
goat.
goat.
Wisdom saving throw. What's your spell DC?
How wise is a goat? My spell DC, my save DC is 14.
I would never, ever, ever, ever start a fight with a goat. Ever.
Goats can't be that wise though because they eat fucking
They-
whatever.
No, but they're mean AF.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like wisdom save. Goats can't be that wise. They eat whatever they want.
I'm yeah, and also I'm gonna hit my use for compelled duel.
It does have a +1 to its wisdom save.
What?
Yeah, it's got a,
Oh my god.
and
guess
it
that's it.
rolled an 18.
Jesus.
Oh!
So-
This goat is wise.
This goat shakes that off. You're like, I got this,
Damn.
no problem.
Gregor-
Compel duel, and it's just like,
Gregory is stunned. I thought for sure that was going to work.
yeah.
Damn.
It was worth a good shot. So the goat has nudged one of the kids back awake at this point.
I was going to say, did I have any movement left after casting sleep or not?
You hopped off the roof. Yeah, you would have, yeah. Because you hopped off the roof, you drew your sword, you threatened them, circled around, they blinked right before you slept.
So
you would've
then
been able to-
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I could get to there.
Yeah.
That was it. I just wanted to get there and obviously still with the short swords drawn. That was
Mhm.
all.
Okay. So they have nudged one of the kids awake. The kid is up and working on nudging the kid next to them awake. They're working down the line here.
Can you compel the kid to duel you?
I can actually.
You
Do
can.
it!
So the kids have cascadingly shaken themselves awake. The three of them are awake, but the goat used its action to wake up the first one, so they cannot blink away until the next time around. So what are you guys doing?
No, don't stab the child. Just punch him.
Oh,
yeah,
Stab the goat either.
No, oh yeah, no, that would probably be. Just fucking punch him.
I've got a hammer.
You and your hammer.
You know? No? Okay. I guess. Oh, I don't want to beat up a kid, man. I guess I'll just try and restrain. Wait, there's one kid awake, right? Or is there two?
The three kids are awake. They woke each other up
Okay.
in succession.
Who seems to be like the ringleader?
Make a insight check.
Oh, I'm good at that. That's only
He
one.
says,
Okay. So, it seems like this one, the one in the middle, looks like they may be a little bit older than the other two kids. It's a little hard to tell in the dark, but you get the vibe that they may be the one who's kind of schemed this plot.
I kind of grab them, hold the short sword like to them, threatening, and just look at the other kids and say, "Don't move."
All right. Roll intimidation.
So, intimidation.
Yep. Either with charisma or strength, since you are threatening them with a weapon.
Oh no, I won't do strength. That would be terrible. I'll do charisma.
Oh,
9.
not great.
Okay. Well, they are just little kids. We're already spooked to hell and back again. So.
if you make them cry,
Then I
Kara
stab
will,
them. No, I'm kidding.
It's definitely.
Kara will
Oh my
straight up
God.
fight Amir.
Give the. Yeah, they're all flat stats. Okay, so the two kids that you're threatening look terrified. The goat looks unfazed by your threat. They're just kind of like,
This goat is a stone cold killer.
oh yeah. But the kid that you're holding your sword to is basically like acting the tough guy and is just like, you won't do it. I'm a kid. You won't do it to a kid. You've got nothing. Just let us go. Just let us go. Like talking smack back at you. Like just come on. We'll just grab the goat and we'll go. Trying to kind of negotiate, I guess, to some extent. But he seems to be kind of holding his ground on like, you won't do it. You won't kill a kid.
Oh, he bets. I mean, no, I wouldn't kill a kid. It's alright. Fuck. Why is he right? God damn it.
Idle threats. So, everyone else, what are you doing in this round before the kids and the goat get a go?
All right.
I'm using blink to get out of the fucking window, and then I'm using my wings to fly over there. And I'm just gonna fucking land and slap one of them.
I love that.
So,
Unarmed attack, I guess.
yeah,
I assume.
make a medicine check for me first.
A medicine check.
Yeah.
10.
Okay, you're fine.
Okay.
I was just how bruised and battered your wings got getting shoved out the window in the first place. But they're fine. You got enough to fly over there.
30,
So,
35, 40.
14 will hit fine. So you slap this kid for 1 point of damage, and their like face is stinging because they're common children. They don't have a ton of health. Mind your arrows. And yeah, their face is like stinging bright red from your hand across their face there. Violence against children. It's completely unnecessary.
Is it child abuse if it's not our kid?
Yes, that still counts.
Right. So Amir is holding one at sword point.
Mhm.
I'm assuming Noon slapped a second one.
I know. I slapped the leader. Can I
No,
make a demoralize?
Right. So
Because
that's
I'm trying
like
to
if it was
So
It's like-
roll an intimidation at advantage because you're sort of chaining on to the violence against this kid now. Okay, that's pretty high. Let's see how he holds up.
It's because I'm pink. That's why. That's the only reason why they weren't intimidated.
So
I look like
this kid is being shaken down by cotton candy.
Yep. So at that point, the kid's no longer thinking that the idle threats are so idle, because you've now outright slapped them across the face, very violently. So the kid's turns from kind of talking smack and trying to kind of haggle with you to basically just asking you to let the little ones go. I got them into this mess. Just let them go. We'll give the goat back, and you don't have to drag them into this. And he like tells them like, go, just go, leave the goat.
You stay here. The little ones can go. We're taking the goat, and you and I are gonna have a talk about asking for help instead of going and stealing shit.
And
So-
little kids, don't steal. It's bad. And I'll point
Says
the other
the rogue.
sword at them.
Kara's gonna grab the goat because she cast Zephyr Strike on herself.
Mhm.
She's gonna grab the goat, and then Mage Hand is gonna pop up behind Amir and Noon and smack them both on the back of the head.
Amir and Noon. Okay.
Right.
Don't threaten children.
So seeing as my compelled duel gambit didn't work, I'm going to go back to the outside window and have Cricky help me try to get out. I should be able to get out.
Make an athletics check.
Alright, I'm just gonna roll this straight. I don't need advantage for this.
Well, no,
Where's-
it was going to cancel out because it's
Right.
not a big window.
Oh boy. So, Kim, tell me how I masterfully make it through this
Holy!
It looks like something out of Cirque du Soleil. You take that kind of like running start and dive, and somehow, despite the window being at the level of the street, you do like a forward roll and come up to your feet like ta-da! And if anyone had seen it, they would have been fairly impressed, but unfortunately they're all
I'm like-
busy
I'm-
beating the
I'm
shit
like-
out of children.
I stick the landing. I'm like, and I just sort of sulk over back to the rest of the group. It was
Just
so
like, did you guys
awesome,
see that?
nobody
It was
saw it.
Cricky saw it. Cricky knows.
Cricky-
They'll remember.
Ricky is proud of you.
Such a time to roll a 27.
At this point, I'll release the kid and push him down to the ground and just sheathe the blades.
So you did let the two little kids go though?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, they're like sobbing tears. We're so sorry. Oh my god, we'll never do it again. We promise. They kind of go scurrying off, and leave.
Care's gonna send a message to each of them telling them to stop and come back.
No. Let them leave. The kid knows them. He knows who they are. So, like, it's not going to be hard to find them again.
This is not a hunt. This is a massacre.
We haven't
They may
killed
need-
anything.
We haven't killed anyone yet.
You are from a big family. Can you just leave children like this?
No, I'm gonna. Give me a. Hey. Okay, what is that sound?
That'd be on your end.
No, it was not on my
Say, it
end.
sounded like a car somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, but I have a proposition for the child. Not a sexual one, obviously. But I already knew people were gonna make that comment when I
Nope.
said proposition.
Nobody was gonna make that comment. Absolutely nobody was going to make that comment.
The wording of proposition.
Right, so I'm gonna compel dual noon.
I have a deal to offer the child. I have a deal to offer the child.
Sure.
My great aunts fucking love kids and they love adopting kids. You and those other two are obviously in a bad place. They love feeding kids. So, we will let you go. We won't turn you into the cops. We won't turn you into Harold.
What?
Like, just scot-free. But we take the goat, and you go live with my great aunts, at least for a bit, to see how you like it.
Roll persuasion.
Yeah.
Can Care give assistance to this?
Sure.
Just being like, look, we know you're in trouble. We know I've been poor, I've been there, I know what it's like. We'll try and find you somewhere good to live.
And there's a siren coming.
hmm Okay, so you got assistance on it, so you can roll it at advantage,
Alright.
just to see how high you get. There you go.
Yeah!
2 nat 20s in this encounter.
Yeah!
Not bad.
Not bad.
So the kid gives you a bit of like, how do I know it's legit? You just slapped the shit out of me? Like, this one's got a sword at my throat. You threaten my friends. You threatened our goat. Like, how do I know you're on the up and up?
not your
Absolutely
goat.
fair, but also, I mean, what's the worst that can happen other than child trafficking, right? That's a thing.
They don't know what that is. I hope.
How about
Right.
this? I'll go with you. Does that sound fair? I will. Is there a magic way of making an oath to someone? Is that a thing in this? Is that possible? Could I like promise them it's real with magic?
It is, but it's not something that you could like do on the fly in an alleyway in the middle of the night. You'd
I'll
have to
just-
actually like cast a binding spell kind of the contract thing.
Do we have Zone of Truth?
No.
You
I'll
might have if
whisper-
you had Garnet, depending on if she had prepped it that day.
I'll whisper to Noon that he should just lie to them and say, "Oh, this is a powerful magic that proves that my word is right."
Well, if I just lie more.
Right. You know what? How about I do this instead? I take the kid. You can trust him, and I cast protection from good and evil on him, just to make him feel better.
That
Just
works. I mean, the persuasion check was high enough that he was going to come around.
yeah.
It was just a.
Yeah, it's like just I'll burn it. Why not?
But yeah, so there's some back and forth thing about it and things, and it's like there's a little bit of like, well, do you have to be the one to take us? Could that one take us? He seems nice. But you eventually kind of win the kid over, and he's like, look, let me go get my friends. I know where they would have gone to. We meet you somewhere or something.
You can meet us at the guild.
Guild.
Come
Which is
to-
full of people who won't let us hurt you.
Come to the guild. You get to spend a night and have a full meal on us.
Oh yeah, we will pay for room and board for you at the guild.
Okay. That actually works out fine. Okay.
We're taking the goat, though.
So I'll go now. What you gonna do about that? Nothing. Exactly.
Another mage hand pops up behind Amir and smacks him in the back of the head again.
But it is our group.
And Gregory has noticed everything that's happened there. It's like, I think I went out pretty easily with just the headbutt earlier.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
It's gonna be so funny.
All right. How are we gonna do this? You guys, you're gonna leash up the goat and bring him back with you. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
on the way, and I take the goat.
As
Yeah.
we're walking, I want to just Emil says to the rest of the party, says, "Oh, by the way, I'll deal with the
It definitely still is.
the bread man. What was his name? Norman?
Harold.
Harold. That's it. I'll deal with him in the morning.
Yeah, just tell him it was the goat. It's not a lie.
Don't worry. I got it. It's fine.
He's gonna burn those kids to the ground. No.
No.
Ruin their lives, criminal records, mugshots, the whole nine. Okay, so the kid goes off to collect his friends to meet you at the guild hall. You leash up the goat and start leading it back towards the guild hall. You let's see how that goes. It's a bit of a struggle. Whoever's taking the lead on this, roll an animal handling check.
I probably shouldn't, but this goat and I have history, so I'm gonna roll it.
Sure.
Just for roleplay reasons. I shouldn't be doing this stat wise, but roleplay reasons I'm doing it.
Mhm.
Someone is at the front door.
For the flavor.
Flavor.
I'll give you a hand. Amos had some experience with stuff like that.
Great.
So,
Do you need to get that?
oh no, someone else can deal with
Okay.
it. That's fine.
because we're getting ready to wind down here in a second anyway. So
I'll give assistance to that.
I was gonna say, do you want to roll with
advantage.
or
it's
do you
a
want me
help,
to
or
roll
you can
my?
roll it
I'll
separate.
roll one, sure.
Care
Second
probably
one?
snagged in a couple apples.
That's better. That's better. That's a lot
Roll
better.
with disadvantage because you tried to fight it. It remembers.
So you do have a little bit of trouble leading this goat through the town. Every once in a while, it gets a little distracted and kind of blinks away from you for a second, and you gotta like run over and like re-grab the leash. You're like, stop doing that, goddamn. But you do eventually get it back to the guild hall successfully. It doesn't seem to be the biggest fan of you there, Gregory, but you were at least able to corral it enough that it
Fair.
didn't escape back into the town somewhere.
We should keep the goat.
What?
Not gonna keep the goat.
Why not?
We're
It
gonna
would-
Blink.
bring somebody's prize goat.
Yes, but
It
it
would
can
be
blink.
kind of funny to keep the goat though.
Exactly. I think we should keep the goat.
Team mascot.
Where would we keep the goat?
In
Good
our
question.
room.
Exactly.
Good
Yeah,
question.
in the room. We'll buy a room for the goat.
There's
Anyway.
no way this cannot go horribly wrong.
Okay,
It's
so
it's
We're,
late.
we're giving the goat back.
What?
I've taken the notice, and I'm like, all right. So in the morning, I'll
Here's
bring
the-
the goat back, or somebody else can bring the goat back. I don't
Here's
necessarily
the
need to
lag
bring the
of
goat back.
There's that. And why is that fighting me so much? There we go. That and that. You guys show up back here. Goat in tow. The kids will show up shortly thereafter.
Mhm.
It doesn't take them too
Cool.
long to round up and collect themselves and
Order some food and some drinks for the adults and settle in.
so
You
Garnet
know,
sees you come in with a goat in tow, and it's like,
What on earth happened while I was gone?
bread thief? Question mark.
Yeah, yeah.
basically.
This goat killed 13 people.
I would use the two birds with one stone thing, but Kara already doesn't understand that one, so I'm just gonna say we did two things at once. It was,
Two for the price of one.
for the
We
price
have-
of one.
we have
Except
come
not for the
across
price of one, it's for the
foot.
price of two. We're getting paid for both.
Obviously.
It's two for the price of two with the work of one.
We didn't. Kara is going to remind Kara Gregory that we're technically not turning the kids in, so we're not getting paid for that one.
Yeah.
Amir's taking care of that one, so
Don't worry about it.
Amir, the one who really is not good at talking.
Trust me,
Look,
me and Harold.
Red's going to be
He's
old
got a
stopped.
plan.
friends.
He's got a game plan. It'll be fine. He's got a game
The,
plan for that.
the bread is going to stop being stolen, therefore we accomplished the task.
Thieves, no more thieving. Thieves unthieved.
They're dead.
We baked
They're
them
what?
into a pie for you.
Yeah.
But anyway, right before we close out the session here, you come in and you're caught up in conversation with Garnet, talking about the goat and what happened with the kids and what you're doing and this, that, and the other thing. And all of a sudden, from the entranceway behind you, you hear a loud voice, like, considering the late hour or early hour of the morning that it is, it's awfully loud. Call out Noon's voice, and it strikes you unsettlingly familiar, as it is the sound of one of your bearers. Am I getting that right? I'm trying to remember.
The bearer would be the one who carried it, and then the kindler is the one that planted the seed.
Okay.
But Noon uses father and bearer because their bearer is non-binary.
Mhm.
Their father is a man.
Gotcha. So the voice of your bearer rings in your ears as they call out, Noon, I cannot believe I had to drag myself all the way across this empire to come here to get you. have you seen the ridiculous things that are going on? Things are blowing up, people are dying, and you don't even let us know that you're okay. Like, you're getting the riot act. If this was Harry Potter, this would be a howler that was like going on for about 10 minutes of just the riot act of like, you didn't send a sending, you didn't say like, look at this, I am here, I am physically here, and you are coming home now. And they are.
Gregory is watching this, eating his 4th meal cup that he stopped by at the Eliason on the way over. Got a 4th meal cup.
No more Mexican pizzas. So they discontinued the Mexican pizzas.
I didn't. That was just a joke.
Yeah, I know. So they are giving you an earful and a half and demanding that you come home right this instant. The guildmaster is asleep, but their significant other is tending bar in their stead as sort of like second in command. And they are tickled pink watching this unfold as one of their guild members is basically getting hooked by the ear and dragged out by their parent.
I'm getting fucking grounded.
Yeah. So, assume that you explain like, oh, I gotta take these kids to my aunt's first. Can we stop on the way? That whole
we gotta get the kids for Aunt Rosa and Lila.
You have your opportunity to fond farewell the party. If there's anything parting words you want to say to them before you are dragged out of the front door of this hall with the 3 small kids in tow, and they're looking a little nervous at like, is this what their family is like? Oh my god, what did we just agree to?
Noon before he goes is gonna hand them his fucking equipment because now he has to go home and he's gonna be grounded for a long ass time since he's only 16. He's been 16 this whole time.
So Gregory's just standing there with a second diamond for chromatic orb. It's like, now what am I gonna do with these?
So I'll send you guys my the items that he and the money he gives you guys, but
Ooh, I'll take the money. I mean,
but
what? We
could sort this one off stream.
Right?
Like inventory wise, yeah, we'll resolve distributing items and things like that. This is your last chance to buy. It's nice adventuring with you for a while. Try not to set anything on fire between here and home.
Sorry.
Remember,
Sorry about the wings. It's my bad.
it's all right.
Stealing is a perfect
Should have told you to tuck.
alternative to
It's like I got through. It's like I was like, you gotta tuck. I got in. I tucked. I rolled. I like made a perfect spiral through there. It was amazing. Nobody saw it. It's like it was so great. Tell him, Cricky, and then Cricky's just not even here.
Oh my god.
It's been a long night.
I'm like, whatever. I'm like, all right.
Noon.
Like I'm just like ready to just tell Garnet everything that happens, including me trying to pick a fight with the goat.
As Noon gets dragged out, Care is going to give him one of her little tribal totem type things.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's been fun.
Noon, remember that stealing isn't a bad thing. Unless
Don't
you're a
say that.
child.
I didn't steal anything. I swear, Bearer, I swear.
No, I've done all of the stealing. Don't worry. That was me.
You're gonna get me more grounded.
I take Amir by the
remember-
ear and say, "Stop it."
That-
Yeah, like
Okay,
as
that's
the doors on the guild hall
very-
slam shut, the last thing you hear is like, "Who have you been adventuring with?"
I don't. Hmm.
Amir, you always talk for about 5 sentences too long.
I didn't even get out one.
Exactly.
I mean-
he is such a bully to Amir.
I'm trying to
just specifically Amir.
dispense some wisdom here, but you know,
No, go.
I'm going to bed. Don't quite know what happened. I'm confused.
Right, so we all head back to our respective rooms.
Okay, what are you
If
doing with the
whatever.
goat?
Oh, goats come with me.
Right.
Well, Carrie usually sleeps out
Oh.
back in a tent.
Very suspicious of that, but I
So-
also don't think that goat is going anywhere near my room, so I don't really have a better option.
I want
Kara's gonna stake the goat out beside her
I'll,
tent.
I'll leave Amir with the goat, unless Care has any objections.
Care can have the goat.
Care can
I
have
don't,
the goat.
I don't have to have the goat. I just want to keep the goat.
You
Not
want to
keeping the
keep
goat.
the goat.
Yeah.
We are not keeping the goat.
We're not keeping the goat.
But
you
it can teleport.
You can settle that in the morning. Once everybody's gotten a little bit of sleep, assuming the goat doesn't disappear on you while you are asleep. Which there's always a risk. So unless there's anything else that you want to squeeze into this very last moment of the session, we are going to end things here. We say farewell to Noon/B, who unfortunately has work commitments that take them away from us from here. So we're going to be recruiting for a 5th player. If you're interested in that, you can reach out to me, and we can have a chat on that front. I thank you to all my players for another great session, especially to you, B. This was your last. Thank you for turning up and having some fun with us for a while. And let's see. Be sure to check out the other campaigns that we have running on the channel. We have a Sunday night campaign coming up later on today. Vow of the Keepers on Tuesdays. It's the sibling campaign to this one. And then Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturday nights, we also have other campaigns running that are all very cool content that some of the other DMs have put together, and you should definitely give those a look. But otherwise, we will see you all back here next Sunday. So, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.